Hi everyone, it's James here. Welcome to another video. So today's going to be a thread response, and this is a thread which I think has been started by Bad English Rex, and John Bellamy has done a response which I watched last night, and really it's just to show 4 records, talk about 4 anti-war songs, anti-war protest songs, and obviously this is in relation to what's happening in Ukraine at the moment with the most dreadful humanitarian disaster unfolding. Absolutely unbelievable. I've been wanting to try and acknowledge it in some way on this channel, and when I saw John's video, like I said, it was a response. I thought, okay, this is the way to do it, I think, you know, so it's just a small gesture, but hopefully other people can join in with this. So I picked out 4 favourite tracks of mine which have a kind of anti-war theme, so let's get started. So the first one I'm going to talk about is on this record, and it's by The Police, and the song is Invisible Sun. Now that came from the album The Ghost in the Machine, which I do have, but I'm showing this record because this is the album that I always associate that song with. I got into this back in the early 90s really, and there's a run of songs on it which I always loved. Invisible Sun, Spirits in the Material World, Every Little Breath You Take, King of Pain on side 2, just absolutely brilliant. Now the actual song, Invisible Sun, it's not necessarily that easy to tell that it's an anti-war song. Sting actually wrote it. It was during the hunger strikes in Belfast, but Sting did actually go on record saying that it was an anti-war song, and some of the lyrics do, you know, make it clear. I don't want to spend the rest of my life looking at the barrel of an Armalite, which is an American rifle. I don't ever want to play the part of a statistic on a government chart. The work that Sting and the Police did in their later period, I think, is quite interesting. When it got a bit darker, got a bit more political, I think Sting did a good job of treading that fine line. You know, the stuff he wrote wasn't clang you over the head political, but it definitely had a bit of an agenda to it. The song apparently was very important to Stuart Copeland, the drummer, because at the time Beirut was being bombed, and Stuart Copeland actually grew up in Beirut, so that was a fairly emotional song for him, I think. Great track, very atmospheric, and like I said, it's not necessarily a song which is particularly noticeably an anti-war song, but if you delve into the lyrics a little bit, you find that it is. Okay, so the next one is a more overtly anti-war song, and this is one of those ones, actually, I say it's overtly that, but it's still quite subtle in its way. It's an incredible song, and it's The Gunner's Dream from The Final Cut by Pink Floyd. And it's the 4th song, or the 5th song actually, on side 1. Very beautiful song, very elegiac, very lyrical. It appears to be a song about a man ruminating and imagining a better life for himself and for others, but the actual giveaway of the song is in the first 2 lines. It starts, floating down through the clouds, memories come rushing up to meet me now. So the song is actually being narrated by a soldier who's falling from a plane to his death. And the song is very touching, it's very elegiac, it's got some amazing lyrics. So floating down through the clouds, memories come rushing up to meet me now, but in the space between the heavens and the corner of a foreign field, I had a dream. In the corner of some foreign field, the gunner sleeps tonight. What's done is done. We can't just write off his final scene. Take heed of the dream. This album is not necessarily all that well loved by every Pink Floyd fan, but I think over time its stature has grown, and I still listen to it to this day. Don't listen to The Wall anymore, but this record really, I think, has really stood the test, and some beautiful songs on it. Possibly Roger's greatest moment lyrically, just a wonderful collection of songs, and that one is definitely, you know, in the upper tier of the songs on this record. So yeah, The Gunner's Dream, The Final Cut. Well, this next one sprung to mind immediately when I saw John's video, and this is one which people may not know about. This is the Electric Light Orchestra. It comes from their 2nd album, ELO 2, and it's the song Kiama. Now side 2 of this record just contains 2 songs, From the Sun to the World, Boogie Number 1, and then Kiama, and they're both about maybe 7 or 8 minutes long. And Kiama is this One of the most harrowing anti-war songs I think you'll ever hear, really. I mean, it's as far away from Mr. Blue Sky as it's possible to get. The song is narrated by a man who's addressing this girl called Kiama, and he's kind of singing a song to her, and you kind of wonder as the song starts, is this a love song? But then you gradually realise that he's describing kind of hellish scenes of war. There's a verse where he sings, "Here in this country, they got rules for no reason. They teach you to kill and they send you away. They put a gun in your hand, you pick up the pay. Real mean, that no mercy machine." I think that was the lyric. And then gradually as the song goes on, you realise that the man who is singing the song to this girl has actually killed her parents on the battlefield. And there's an extremely harrowing verse that goes, "Kia, I just shot them, I just blew their heads open, and I heard them scream in their agony. Kiama, she waits there for me." Incredibly moving, and then it goes into this really, really harrowing, desperate sounding violin solo by this guy Wolf Gibson, who was with the band in the early days. It's a truly harrowing song. I think I've used the word harrowing about 5 times in the last couple of minutes, but it is a harrowing song. So yeah, Kiama, side 2 of Electric Light Orchestra 2, and that was the last real big epic song he did, really, because after that the band went off into a more pop direction gradually, but certainly that's a very powerful song. Okay, so the final one I want to show, absolute classic, couldn't not show this. This is the Kinks, and from their brilliant album Arthur, you've got the song Some Mother's Son, which, I mean, Ray Davies was always brilliant, and if Ray Davies was going to write a song about people being killed in the war, you'd know it was going to be a brilliant song, and of course it is. So the album is the story of a young carpet fitter from the north of England, I think, and it kind of tells the story of his life. But in the story of the album, it's his brother who gets killed in the war. I think it's the Battle of the Somme, and there's just some fantastic lyrics in this song. I had to write them down, so I couldn't remember them. Some mother's son lies in a field. Someone has killed some mother's son today. Head blown up by some soldier's gun while all the mothers stand and wait. Some mother's son ain't coming home today. Some mother's son ain't got no grave. Some mother's son lies in a field. Back home they put his picture in a frame, but all dead soldiers look the same. Certainly pulls no punches as an anti-war song, and you know, Ray Davies was the master at doing bleak, I suppose, and you can't get much bleaker than war. But certainly a fantastic song from just a wonderful album by the Kinks. I think it was maybe their 7th album, something like that. Complete flop. But yeah, Ray was certainly dealing in some fairly dark ideas in that track, and yeah, just fantastic. Okay, so that's my four anti-war songs, and I hope people can jump on this thread, and meanwhile sending thoughts and prayers to everybody in Ukraine or anybody who's connected with what's happening there. Just a truly dreadful situation. So that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed the video, and stay safe.